Hello there, Cancers. So you've actually got some good things coming through, especially in the work and financial front. Okay, so the first thing that I'm sensing for those of you who are, employed, I do see getting a lot of recognition in the work environment. I do see your work being paid off. So that means, if you've been training other people, you're starting to see them spread their wings and you're starting to do things, implement things that they've been taught, which is going to make you feel very proud. And so I feel like, especially for those of you who are teachers or who are trainers and who are in the limelight a lot, like in the spotlight. So such as, somebody who makes a living from public speaking. I do feel like you're going to be able to reach out in the emotional level to engage with a lot of people. And I feel like, they're going to help you really, they're going to help you with whatever it is that you're planning to implement. So you have like, you've retained the audience attention. So I feel like you're making really good strides for those of you in the public eye. And then for those of you who are training other people, I do sense as well that your subordinates or the people you're training or the people you're teaching, they're implementing whatever it is that they've been taught by you, and they're making connections, they're doing things efficiently. So you're going to feel like a proud parent almost. And even those of you who are training children, if you're a parent especially, I do see that they're going to be making good strides as well, like learning to work well with other people, learning to share, learning to cooperate with other people. Okay, for those of you who have been waiting for a job, I do see really good prospects for new work that are coming through. And I also feel you might be choosing between different work options, okay? If you have just one thing that's coming through and you've been waiting for it, I feel like, sign the contract, the deal is done, okay? However, if you are weighing the pros and cons between multiple things, and I'm feeling like, possibly 2 or 3 jobs, you're in a better position because I'm sensing that you might be thinking one job pays a lot more, the other job, maybe I can push my luck and negotiate for a higher salary. I feel like the company might not have extra, disposable income to raise your salary. So be very careful with negotiations and just know that they're not being stingy. They might not have the funds, okay? And so you really want to sit down and read the fine print and really ask what is demanded of you, such as, ask clearly, what is the job description? What are your expectations of me? Because I feel like those things needs to be flushed out, especially accepting a job during Mercury in retrograde. I feel it's going to be really important for you to read the fine print. But if you're still weighing out the pros and cons, take some time to really, look through and be very thorough when you're assessing what is the best job for you. So I do see a lot of good things coming through in the work front. You're getting really good positive reception, positive reviews. People are raving about you, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with personal, like they're saying this sense of magnetism or this sense of personal charisma that you exude. And so people are very taken in by you in a good way. And so the same thing applies for job interviews. I feel you're going to ace a few interviews, and I feel like quite a few callback. And I even feel a job where you might be able to relocate, like to move, to be closer to family, or to even move to be, I feel like there's an element of family here. So maybe you're moving closer to be with family, or others of you might be moving to a new location that you've always wanted to work in. So some good things happening for you guys. I feel like for some reason you are very forgetful the next 2 weeks, okay? So I'm seeing like, somebody leaving the house and then locking the door and then just saying, oh, I forgot to bring my notebook, and then going back in again and then leaving, locking the door and then saying, oh, I forgot to bring my lunch. So you're very forgetful with the little stuff. You're not forgetful with the big things, but you're very, very forgetful when it comes to like making plans with one person and then doubling up and then making plans with another and then forgetting that that day is already booked or that time's already booked. So look through your agenda, your schedule, your agendas, or whatever it is, your meeting times, check it carefully because I feel like you're very forgetful the next 2 weeks. What I'm also sensing as well is there's something here about contacting authority figures to either, So if you're leaving a job, I feel like some of you might need to contact the authorities to make sure all of your paychecks are accounted for. So they might lag behind on not giving you a few paychecks. They might have forgotten. I honestly feel like it's not malicious on their end. It might have been forgotten. And so you need to follow up with them about that and make sure you get that done in a very timely manner, okay? So that it's not creating, it's not going to bottleneck and create problems for you when you absolutely need that money. So I feel like that's what's coming through. What I'm also sensing is for those of you who might be on dating websites, I feel like there are awkward encounters, either with exes or people that might know your exes. Okay, so that's a little bit awkward, but I feel like I feel that coming through, and then some of you are just like, it's almost like you meet somebody who you feel is really great, and then then you come to know that I feel like it's one-sided, where you know that they are friends with with maybe some of your exes. They don't know that, and so you're cutting the meeting short. And I feel like you shouldn't do that, okay? Because I feel like you have a really good connection with another person, and for whatever reason you feel a little bit embarrassed, so you might not want to get entangled. And so just give the new person a chance, okay? Just give the new person a chance. It seems like there's a good emotional connection. I feel like you might be chased around by quite a few people for those of you out in dating, because you're making a really, really positive impression on them, especially, first, second, third, fourth impression. And so there are opportunities, or there even have been opportunities for socializing, dating, going out, having a really good time. And then some of you are taking a relationship to the next level with another person. I feel almost like they're the ones that wants to push things, make things official, or take the relationship to the next level. I feel like you're not sure. So you might be still playing the field, some of you, or you might not be ready. And so speak your truth, okay? Because I feel like the other person is very clear about their intentions. They're very thorough about, showing you how they feel about you. And so it's really important to be upfront and honest, okay? So that's what's coming through. Here's another thing, and this is not going to apply to all, but I feel like, okay, so, a lot of the times when we interact with other people, everything is like a mirror, right? Sometimes we interact with people and we just absolutely despise certain qualities about them. And sometimes it's a reflection of qualities within ourselves that we don't like, okay? And then most of the time, too, it plays out in family members. We might not like our dad or mom for whatever reason, because we find ourselves growing to become like them. And so the message that I feel here is this mirroring effect, projection, where you might feel like somebody is being very indirect. And I feel like they're very direct with you. They're very yes or no. They put their walls up. They don't like to have emotional entanglements with people unless they know it's for sure. And so you might be approaching this as if, thinking they might have ulterior motives. But I feel like it might be like a projection. So just be very careful. I feel like this is somebody that you are dealing with as an ex-lover. And I feel like for some of you, it's somebody that you've met recently and are still dating. And then others, I feel like it might be, so I'm seeing an ex-lover, a new person that you're dating, or like a person. So let's just say a person that there's some like attraction to them on the office front, like, office romance. Okay. So I feel like that, and I feel almost like you think they have ulterior motives, but I feel like this person is just very straightforward. And so there's an energy here of projection, okay? So just take it at face value and be honest and, be very cut and dry, be very clear about your intentions. Because I feel like because you're not really sure about your intentions, you might feel like the other person is inadvertently misleading you. I feel like it's a projection thing. So just be careful about that, okay? So don't read too much into it. Don't overanalyze. What you see is what you get. So just, be straightforward. in your dealings with the other person, okay? I feel some of you exes, some of you new lovers that you're trying to get to know, and you're a little bit hesitant about, you know, taking the relationship to the next level with them, even though they're very clear that's what they want. So I feel like you have to, you know, do some inner work within yourself to make sure that's what you want, because they're pretty clear about what they want, all right? And then others, I feel like dealing with an ex who is very, very immature. So they're saying like an ex who is a little bit of like a drama queen. So not necessarily a female, but somebody who is like, whose life is a little bit chaotic, who's a little bit like just irresponsible. And so you're navigating that energy, and this person is harboring some resentment towards you. I feel like they feel like you are emotionally like detaching from them, and they don't like that. So they're trying to do every trick in the book to re-engage with you and to show you to do things to aggravate you, so that you could show them that you care about them. So don't fall into that trap. Okay, say your piece, leave it alone. Stick to a stern face and emotionally detach yourself. All right. I do wish you all a very good, you know, 2 weeks. It's a little bit like a hodgepodge of things. I feel like financially it's really good. Relationship wise, it can be good or bad depending on how you handle the energy of the other person. But don't read too much into it. It is what it is. So if you're dealing with somebody who's quite immature and, you know, they're telling you, oh, I've turned a new leaf, don't take it at face value. You want to question it a little bit more. Okay. So I will leave you with that. Take care of yourself, okay, Cancers, and I'll be back next month. Bye-bye.